Are Haitians eating pets in Springfield, Ohio? Now, this kind of came to national prominence on Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, at the presidential debate in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, between former President Donald Trump and current Vice President Kamala Harris, where former President Trump said,
"In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country."
So how did this accusation get started? It's a story of protected status immigration, Facebook misinformation, meatpacking, everybody's favorite counterfeit conservative, and wokeness, and turtle soup. And all of the proof and links in this video are on my Substack page at ryanmcbeth.substack.com for free. But if you want to toss me $5, I sure would appreciate it. And special thanks to Cyabra, social media threat detection software, for allowing me to use their tools. Okay, so the story really starts on January 12th, 2010, when Haiti suffered a massive magnitude 7 earthquake. On January 13th, 2010, the Department of Homeland Security suspended the deportation of Haitian illegal immigrants. And then 2 days later, on January 15th, DHS Secretary Janet Napolitano said, "I am announcing the designation of temporary protected status for Haitian nationals who are in the United States as of January 12th, 2010. Note that the Secretary of Homeland Security may designate a foreign country for TPS due to conditions in that country that temporarily prevent the country's nationals from returning safely, or in certain circumstances where the country is unable to handle the return of its nationals adequately." And some of those reasons for granting that status are ongoing armed conflict, like civil war, environmental disaster, like a hurricane or earthquake, or other extraordinary temporary conditions. Right now, some of the countries under protected status are Afghanistan, Syria, and Venezuela. The last time Haitians were given protected status was August 4th, 2024. And right now there is a gang war going on in Haiti. It might be unsafe or impossible to return these illegal immigrants. Now, a bit about the story of Haiti, because it does become involved with what we're going to talk about later. Haiti was founded in 1697 as a French colony known as Saint-Domingue. The French built plantations there, mainly exporting sugar and coffee and importing slaves to work those plantations. At one point, Haiti was producing half of all the sugar and coffee consumed in the Americas and Europe, and Haiti was one of the richest colonies in the world if you were a plantation owner. On August 22nd, 1791, a slave revolt led by Toussaint Louverture put an end to all that, and by January 1804, Haiti became the first and only slave rebellion that resulted in independence. There was a cost to that independence. France agreed to recognize Haitian independence, but only at the price of 150 million francs, which was about 10 times more than what the U.S. actually paid for the Louisiana Purchase. The debt was finally paid off in 1947, 122 years of payments. If you've ever wondered why Haiti is so poor, but Americans vacation in the Dominican Republic on the very same island, it all goes back to Haiti and their debt. Now we have to fast forward to 1906 and a book by Upton Sinclair called The Jungle. Sinclair worked in the meatpacking plants of the Chicago stockyards for the socialist newspaper Appeal to Reason for an expose about the unsafe and unsanitary working conditions of meatpacking and food processing. This expose was eventually published as a fiction novel, The Jungle. Sinclair was aiming for America's hearts, but he hit him in the stomach. This country was mortified at the conditions inside meatpacking plants, and this led to the Pure Food and Drug Act and eventually to the FDA, or Food and Drug Administration. But the main takeaway from that novel was that it was immigrants who were basically running those meatpacking plants. You really didn't need to know English or have an education to work in those plants, and immigrants were just happy to have a job. They were more than willing to deal with the realities of industrial slaughterhouses. And that brings us to present day. You know, if you go to the Indeed's job website and set it to Springfield, Ohio, and filter by no degree, you get openings at quite a few food service companies: Dole Foods, Sugar Creek Packing, Hearthside Food Solutions. About 4 years ago, Haitians realized that these no degree needed jobs were in Springfield, Ohio, and they started coming to Springfield to work. Other businesses who needed entry-level workers realized this as well, especially Honda and RJ Reynolds. So President Biden didn't really send the Haitians there. They came because there were jobs in meatpacking and assembly, things you could do without an education. Now, the population of Springfield, Ohio was dropping. It fell by about 6,600 people over the past 20 years. But apparently, in the past 4 years, about 20,000 or so Haitians have taken up residence in the town. And whenever you grow the population of a town by a third in roughly 4 years, there are bound to be problems. But don't take my word for it. Ohio Senator and current American vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance said in what I believe was July of this year,
Springfield has seen a surge in population through immigration that has significantly impacted our ability as a community to produce enough housing opportunities for all. Springfield's Haitian population has increased 15 to 20,000 over the last 4 years in a community of under 60,000 previous residents, putting a significant strain on our resources and ability to provide ample housing for all of our residents. And
so there are problems, but don't just take his word for it.
I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have made concessions with them, and I try to help them the best I can to keep them from trying to squat on my property. But it is so unsafe. I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard, throwing trash in my front yard, and I can't. Look at me, I weigh 95 pounds. I couldn't defend myself if I had to. My husband is elderly, and last night, after living in this home for 45 years, he said, Noelle, guess what? It's time to pack up and move. He said, we can't do this anymore. He said, it's killing both of us mentally. I don't understand what you expect of us as citizens. I mean, I understand they're here under temporary protected status, and you're protecting them, and I understand that our city services are overwhelmed and understaffed, but who's protecting us? If we're protecting them, who's protecting me?
Or this woman from another city council meeting.
Everyone is talking about the death of ducks and cats in this town, but I'd like to talk about the death of one very special person, my mother-in-law, Kathy Heaton. On December 1st, I received a phone call that changed my life forever. She was collecting her trash can from her driveway when a car struck and killed her instantly. A task she had done over 2,000 times, spanning 4 decades in Springfield. That morning, though, a Haitian immigrant was allegedly driving recklessly when he struck and killed her.
If you have an influx of population, a third of whom are Haitian, it stands to reason that a third of the crime and a third of the traffic violations will be committed by that new population. And tragically, a child named Aiden Clark lost his life when a Honda Odyssey minivan that was driven by a Haitian immigrant crashed into a school bus. So there's a lot of anger in Springfield right now. But how did this whole Haitians eating pets thing get started? Was it a foreign actor? Well, according to Cyabra, the number of inauthentic accounts repeating the story is pretty low. It's about 10%. And for the most part, the inauthentic accounts are mainly nobodies, and they're not really getting much traction. So I don't believe this was foreign influence. It appears that this was a homegrown misinformation campaign that was started by a Springfield, Ohio resident named Erica Lee. This post on a private Springfield Facebook group claimed that a neighbor's daughter's friend had lost a cat. And one day when she got home from work, she noticed her Haitian neighbors butchering a cat. The post has since been taken down. But on September 5th, a Twitter user named Buckeye Girl appears to have screenshotted that Facebook post. And that's what brought this into the wild. On September 6th, everybody's favorite counterfeit conservative, Ed Wokeness, repeated the graphic with the caption, under Harris and Biden, 20,000 Haitian immigrants were shipped to the town. Now ducks and pets are disappearing. I should note that I've already done a video on Ed Wokeness in which I analyzed the tweets of that account and discovered that the man behind the account is likely right-wing activist Jack Posobiec. That video will be below, but quick note, apparently I wasn't the first person to discover this. Much like the way calculus was almost simultaneously discovered by 2 different people, this may have been discovered first by a Harvard instructor, Alessandra Carabello. I give credit where credit's due. Now, I want to touch on this claim by Ed Wokeness that under Harris and Biden, 20,000 Haitian immigrants were shipped to the town, and a further claim that Springfield, Ohio will be like every town and city if Camilla wins. So I actually looked into the voting demographics of Springfield, Ohio and Clark County. In 2020, Donald Trump won the state of Ohio. In Clark County, Donald Trump won 60% of the vote. The mayor of Springfield, Ohio, Rod Root, I can't seem to find his political affiliation, and he might not have one. Now, the rest of the council is a little foggy. Dr. David Estrop, the vice mayor, doesn't appear to be affiliated with any party. City Commissioner Crystal Brown is a Democrat, according to voting records. City Commissioner Bridget Houston is a Republican, and City Commissioner Tracy Tackett is of unknown affiliation. In fact, the sample ballots for Clark County in Ohio don't even list party affiliation. The sheriff of Clark County, Deborah Burchett, is a Republican. In fact, the governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine, is a Republican. So it would not be unreasonable to assume that 60% of the elected officials inside that county or inside Springfield are members of the Republican Party. This essentially means that Springfield, Ohio is a Republican town in a Republican county in a Republican state. And End Wokeness is somehow blaming President Biden? This is not the win you think it is, bub. You know, one thing the Republican Party should do is conduct a Klingon discommendation ceremony for both End Wokeness and DC Drano, because neither of these guys is helping. But I think the final nail in the coffin was a posting by J.D. Vance on September 9th, where he posted about Haitian illegal immigrants. This was done quite possibly to capitalize on the whole internet trend of Haitians eating pets. If the former President Trump's aides were tuned into this pet-eating zeitgeist spread by these two counterfeit conservatives, it is certainly possible that they gave him this information to be used as an attack line. One that wasn't true, but had a component of truthiness. And this takes me to emotional truth. You know, Stephen Colbert, the comedian, came up with this term, truthiness, to describe what you know in your heart to be true. I like to call it emotional truth, which is what you believe to be true rather than what the facts will support. And if these two counterfeit conservatives are blabbing about Haitians eating pets, you might really want to believe that if you like these guys. You want it to feel true. When Americans think of Haiti, we tend to think of poverty and voodoo, and that's pretty much it. Voodoo is a mix of West African spiritual practices with elements of Roman Catholicism centered on ancestor worship, spirit communication, and rituals for healing and protection. Part of that is animal sacrifice, and sometimes Americans have turned that into a punchline, like in the movie Major League.
Hey, we got a big problem. Serrano wants some extra power for tonight. He's looking to sacrifice a live chicken. Hey, Jake, man, we can't have people puking in the locker room before the game.
So I reached out to my friend Dr. Ali Simber, a Haitian American and my former work colleague at Accenture Federal Services. We bonded over a shared passion of writing software that found bad guys. And, you know, Ali came to America legally from Haiti and worked his way to get a doctorate in business administration. He has more degrees than me. And I'll let him say the rest.
Thank you for having me, Ryan. Today I'll try my best to go over these questions for you. Why don't Haitians eat pets? What do they actually eat? And how did a comment by former President Donald Trump impact the Haitian community? Haiti is a nation known for its rich culture, vibrant traditions, and delicious cuisine. In Haitian culture, dogs and cats are considered companions, not food. They are protectors, friends, and even have spiritual significance. In Haitian voodoo, dogs can be seen as spiritual guardians, which add another layer of respect towards these animals. So what do we eat? Haitian cuisine is known for its bold flavors and rich, homegrown ingredients. You'll find dishes like griot, which is a fried pork, along with rice and beans, plantain, and delicious tropical fruits. President Donald Trump made a shocking and offensive statement during the debate, implying that Haitians eat pets. It's possible he was simply misinformed. We hope so. I hope so. But the damage was done, fueling false and dehumanizing narratives. You know, this statement had a real impact on the Haitian community, both in the US and globally. You know, for Haitians, it reinforced harmful stereotypes and fueled xenophobia. Many felt insulted and targeted, as though their culture and humanity were being questioned. You know, Ryan, the good news is it also ignited a wave of solidarity and activism. The Haitian community united to push back against this stereotype using social media, public events, and political advocacy to reclaim their narrative and celebrate their culture. Haitians don't eat pets. They treasure them. And as they will learn through this unfortunate moment, Haiti's culture is about so much more. Deep spirituality and the strength of its people.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Well, without a doubt, Springfield, Ohio has some problems that need to be addressed. But none of them appear to be disappearing pets. And over 100 people emailed me over the past few days asking me to dig deep into this, and I finally decided to do it while I was at dinner. Right now I'm down at Virginia Beach, and I have this friend who lets me stay at her place. Usually on Fridays we go to CP Shuckers, where I'll eat she crab soup and Old Bay chicken wings. And I finally decided to do the video when I got like the 100th email while at dinner. And I'm eating my wings, and I thought, you know what? We're really weird about what we eat. 100 years ago, people used to eat pigeon. They farmed it for that. People used to eat turtle soup. In fact, it was so popular that Campbell's used to make mock turtle soup that contained calves' brains and organ meat to simulate the taste and texture of turtle. They stopped making it in 1960, thankfully. But, she crab soup, the stuff I ate just last night, is traditionally made from crab's eggs and crab meat. The chicken wings, chicken's a bird. I don't know why it's okay to eat chicken and eat duck if you've hunted it, but somehow other animals are off limits. The average American looks at a cat and goes, "Oh, that's so cute." But meanwhile, the pigs are saying, "Hey, what about me? Am I cute?" No, shut up, you're breakfast. I wonder 20 years from now, people are going to look at my videos and go, "Oh my God, Ryan McBeth, he ate bacon. That's problematic. Unsubscribed." The truth is that Springfield, Ohio, like many communities facing sudden population growth, has real challenges that need to be addressed. But the sensational rumors about Haitians eating pets are nothing more than misinformation, fueled by a mix of misunderstanding, cultural differences, and online echo chambers. If we want to solve real issues facing Springfield or anywhere else in our country, we need to focus on facts and avoid getting distracted by rumors. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to check out my Substack for more details and sources on this topic. And if you learned something today, consider tossing me a few bucks to keep this content going. And you can also get one of my Alcoholics Moving Cargo shirts from Bunker Branding. And the Alcoholics Moving Cargo Spice Brown patch will be available really soon. So that way you can slap it on your uniform and wear it until someone catches you. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Hey everyone! New Ryan McBeth t-shirts and hoodies from Bunker Branding are available. I'm gonna get the HIMARS shirt. What are you gonna get, Donald? The Patriot shirt, because I'm a patriot. It's the best shirt, the biggest shirt. Make 14 tangos great again. What are you gonna get, Barack? Let me be clear. I'm gonna get a Drone Sweet Drone shirt. What about you, George?
I'm gonna get a Trident missile shirt because they're weapons of mass destruction.
I'm going to get a Landmine Marker shirt because my presidency always blew up in my face.
I'll tell you what I'm going to get.
Ronald Reagan, but you're dead.
I came back to tell you that no matter our politics, we're all Americans. And we should buy Ryan's hoodies and t-shirts because they pay for the stock footage and licenses that allow him to make awesome content. So come on down to Bunker Branding and buy a Ryan McBeth t-shirt or I'll start the bombing in 5 minutes.